Thank you very much, Slacks. Yes, Na'Vi versus Alliance. Somebody Pixel here with Kyle for this one. Kyle, we've just, I don't know what we've just seen, but other than that, there was the draft going on.
Certainly was.
What do you reckon? We're seeing sort of the Void coming out. We've got that finisher at the Quap for Alliance. The panel there seems to like what Na'Vi was doing in response to this, though.
Yeah, I did too. I feel like it was very odd to me that Alliance was willing to pick Void into Madness straight into BKB. I think that could be something effective here, and you just play really aggressive with this Darkseer Clock combo. The trouble with Alliance's lineup is just their ability to take objectives. It's going to be tough for them to collect kills and take towers if they don't have many heroes rotating down, and the Oracle doesn't have this really tanky core to play around. Or anything. It's quite nice against the Warlock because you can dispel the Fatal Bonds and the heal.
Yeah, which is going to be very important, yeah, in the fights. And as you say, you know, one of the builds being Mask of Madness, BKB, if you want to play fast on the Void. When you have something like an Oracle and you still want to play fast, can you, like, do you still want to be getting the BKB earlier, or can you afford to go for a, sort of a damage item instead of the BKB if you want to play early?
There's a lot of different. I'm honestly not sure. I've seen so many different builds on the Void over time. I think the Alchemist build is going to be more relevant simply because I've seen people just go like Radiance into BKB. We still see the Blink sometimes. I think after the Heart nerf, we don't see that as often.
No, no.
It's a pretty decent Manta game in theory. But you got to be cautious about stacking too many auras on the Alchemist, because if he gets vac walled at any point, then suddenly he's just effectively giving his hero over to Alliance to utilize, which could be his own squad's downfall.
The battle begins.
We'll see what sort of lanes the sides start off with. Pasha, of course, taking it to the top as the Night Stalker. He's going to have, we'll see Ilias probably head down to help the Alchemist. They're not going to want to leave that Alchemist alone, as Alliance will be looking to bully him in the lane. Setting up the two of them, and then this mid lane matchup, Young G on the Storm against the Queen of Pain. A lane where I imagine Limp at the start, you're going to be able to harass the Storm, right? It's going to get to the point where Young G's pushed back, but he'll still be able to farm counts.
It's situational. Young G did a really nice job. You've got to win the block in this matchup. If Mop takes it, it's near impossible to play the lane for Storm, at least for the first couple of waves, but he did pretty well, so now it's just a last hit war.
Yeah, and interesting as well that we see Limp, he still takes the screen first. Even though you're against a hero that you will have opportunities to dagger, it's just because you have to secure your CF.
Yeah, because it's more about the pushing of the lane. Because Storm gets control, if you skill Q and Storm gets just starts pushing the lane into you, you're then forced to hit under tower, and you can't effectively last hit and while also trading with the Storm. So instead, Limp now, he's got control on his hill instead of having it pushed into his own tower.
Nice, yeah. You can certainly see that, and now that he's hit the 2, he's going to be able to have that extra harassment, and we'll see how Young G's able to play against it.
I hope we don't see something like we did in the D2 match the other day when the Quap went 1-0-2, skipped Blink, ended up getting ganked and dying. That was entertaining. No one can really rotate on the side of Na'Vi this early on, however. It's mostly actually going to be Pasha making moves, I'd imagine, once the nighttime hits.
I'd imagine on these side lanes, is this Alliance getting what they wanted, right? Nikobaby down here, not having to farm underneath the pressure of Pasha's offlane Night Stalker.
Honestly, not really sure. Night Stalker isn't the greatest in lane until he hits nighttime. The base damage, as you can see, 70 level 2 is pretty impressive. I think it's more about putting the clock in this lane. You prefer to have clock safe lane, and you're also now in a scenario where you can run down both enemy heroes. But I always do feel a little worrisome when I see a Darkseer safe lane, just because you're not applying pressure in the same way. And oftentimes it allows the enemy side to just leave one hero in their own off lane and free farm anyway.
Because with this setup, you feel like Crystallize, he's not going to be too fussed against this lane. He's still going to be able to farm pretty freely down here.
I imagine Void will win the lane, but I don't think it's going to be too bad.
Because, especially having the Warlock backup, right? Yeah. Like Warlock and Alchemist, he's just going to be hitting creeps. Not a lot the Alliance can do to slow him down with that lane setup.
Already a bracer up on Pasha. He's going to be just fine up top. Young G doing quite well mid lane as well, off to a good start. It's very important to win the first few waves as Storm get the bottle up ASAP.
Actually down bottom, Crystallize getting very low. Ilias will be able to get him with the Shadow Word. Those bashes nearly doing it there. And Crystallize will be saved. Gonna stick around, and Nikobaby taking a fair bit of damage there from the failed bonds. Will be removed from it. Mid lane, 15 for 5 against the 10 for 4. Youngji keeping slightly ahead. But is, by the looks of it, going to have to... Oh no, but he did get himself regen ferried out. He's going to be fine. Top lane, S4 and Hanske trying to get in onto Immersion. They're back underneath the tower. Alliance won't be able to pressure any further.
Yeah. A static laning phase should favor Na'Vi, in theory. Alliance are the ones with the pressure to make plays around the map. But they're doing pretty solid in all 3 lanes. I think the key is that Crystallize isn't off to the greatest start. Already been forced to blow a little extra gold on regen as well. Soul Ring, yeah, that makes sense. After the changes, I think Alk's one of those heroes that just sees so much more value now if he picks it up.
No, 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 no.
We'll see the 4-minute rune not going to be able to be looked towards from Na'Vi with Youngji, as he did have to spend this time walking back to base. Ilias can't stop this, so Limp's just going to be able to grab it. Of course, he himself, not having his own bottle yet, did have to spend quite a bit more on regen, getting out of the lane. Those mangoes, making sure that he could keep this consistent spam up against Youngji, which, you know, has certainly paid off.
Yep.
It's pushed Youngji back to the jungle.
Yeah, he did a really good job pushing him out of lane. He got that really early bottle, but Limp forced him so hard that he had to back off. And then Alliance, just heads up, you got to control the runes against the Storm that gets early bottle. If he were to take that DD, he just goes right back to mid. He can contest Limp. Instead, again, Limp, oh, hang on.
He's going to jump in aggressively onto Youngji. There's going to be TPs coming across. Youngji starting to play back into Limp. Immersion heading over. Can they get... They can! What was that blink, Kyle?
Everywhere.
I don't know.
He just gave up first blood. After winning the lane cut, he was winning the lane.
But so, like, I feel bad for Limp there because you can see him immediately regret his blink.
Sure, he
goes in, Q's, streams, you're like, wait, this isn't good. Immersion actually has time to TP in. Just heads up by Youngji, you know, making that aggressive play. You can't ask a young kid from the CIS if he wants to go toe-to-toe. He'll always take the fight. And nighttime now, so Pasha is going to be out to a speedy recovery. I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, I mean, Limp, you know, that just sort of shakes it up a bit, and Youngji is
I was about to praise him. I was about to praise him. He went to the S4 School of Mid, you know, just control the hill. I was about to say he's doing great because you don't need to go kill the Storm. You just keep the lane on your hill. G was about to go walk over to another camp. He can't even enter the lane, and then you blink it.
Yeah, no, Limp's going to be... He's going to be kicking himself for that one. He's going to... You know, as you said, you could feel the regret right as soon as that blink had ended.
Crystallize now much tankier. He's got 5 HP regen and effectively permanent Q if he's able to use a Soul Ring charge.
Immersion. And he's going to be able to stop Limp from grabbing that regen. And in this lane, Youngji, he's now got past the rough bit of the game where he's going to be hitting the 6 off this wave. Bottom lane. Pressure from Alliance onto Crystallize, bringing him down low with the Purifying Flame nukes, and FNG and the Nikobaby, they have it.
Yeah, really nice job. Nico, that Orb of Venom is instrumental in finding the kill, and FNG doing a good job to just basically spam damage. Caught Ilias sleeping. He was over by the pull, and his Alchemist was all by his lonesome. Yeah, top lane, pretty much a trade, but this again is the downside of safe lane Darkseer, because you're just handing free farm to the enemy offlaner, oftentimes who is a more effective use of it, because the Darkseer, like, you're always going to get creeps. Right here he is just taking a hard camp stack, no problem, but Pasha just gets to freely last it under tower, which means he'll have a very quick upgraded boots and maybe a drums or medallion, whatever he chooses to go for. G. Oh.
So they can get S4, he's able to get in with the Vortex, dragging him back. The Surge comes to an end, lifted up by the telekinesis, and they'll try and get that kill the way of the Storm. It's not going to be the case. No,
wait, what?
Actually getting the last hit on it, bottom.
Oh, Hans can put him on the cliff.
He's up there. And is this going to give them the space to kill off Ilias with the cogs out? It will. Alliance will be able to find the Warlock and Crystallize. He's stuck. Ward down.
What in the...
And his TP's on cooldown. His TP's on cooldown for 40 seconds.
They just leave him there.
I mean, I was going to say it would be more...
kill him.
Just leave him. And Limp's going to want the kill. They've lost the vision. He's going to have Scream up again in a second. There we have it. I'll take him out. Youngji's going to come in with the counterplay there. Looks over towards FNG. I'll take the kill on Oracle in return.
We're only 7.5 minutes in. This is one of the strangest games of Dota I have seen all tournament.
Yeah, first game of the day.
It's El Clasico. This is what we've come to expect. You know, these squads have been going at it all the way back to, what, TI2, TI3?
Oh, this is another freebie for Youngji. He's in with the burst. They've got the Fatal Bombs out as well. Hansken's down. I mean, Youngji, after feeling the heat in the laning stage where Limp was applying good pressure early on, he's come right back into this game now. He's top of the net worth, 3-0-1 on this Stormer. At 8 minutes in, he's finding so much action. For the most part, Alliance is bringing over to his half of the map.
Yeah, I'd say so far so good for Alliance. They have thoroughly dumpstered Crystallize. He is barely ahead of his Rubik in net worth, and he's forced off to just jungle hard camp stacks that he's made for himself. This is very much not the game that Na'Vi expected. But to your point, yeah, Youngji ahead, Pasha ahead. You could argue these heroes are more important.
Because, I mean, these heroes, the pressure they're going to be able to apply, should it be enough to get space for this Alchemist in this sort of game? And there we have it. Hansken with the style.
On purpose.
See down bottom. Na'Vi making a move onto FNG. And one more Void will do it. Pasha just trying to find it. He doesn't want to even waste the mana. Doesn't need to. Chases him down under the nighttime.
Oh, nice. The ring for the Storm. The best, I believe, second highest win rate of all neutral items in Dota 2.
Top tower is
yeah, anytime you get it on these ink cores, it just feels amazing.
So, bro, it's a half a mana ring, 10 in, 3 armor.
I thought it was 8 in. Is it 10 in?
It was before.
It's 8 in. Is it 8 or 10?
Can we hover over, the arcane ring real
quick? Is it plus 8 in or 10 in?
I think it's 10. Hang on.
Oh, so they go on to Limb. Now he's gone.
Jeez.
He couldn't get the blink off. He couldn't get the blink off there. Pasha just cancelling the little animation with the Void. And the blink took too long to get off. Over here, Pasha, he's going to be able to fly his way out. And Youngji, he's just going to zip straight in. He's strong enough. He's got the mana. Pulls back Hansken. Youngji, is he going to go down here as S4 is trying to chase him out? But Ilias, he's offering up the Shadow Word heal. Youngji's going to be fine. He's starting to bottle up as well. So he's got that extra bit of mana. He's able to zip down, chasing onto S4, taking down another Pasha. Lift up as well onto FNG. Na'Vi, they're getting so many kills again. It's like the Alliance fast food service. They're just delivering all this food to Na'Vi's half of the map, and they're cleaning it up. It's 9-3 now, 2k lead. I feel like Alliance has just got to sort of slow down a bit. I mean, you said they wanted to play fast, and they kind of need to, but it seems like they're just forcing it a little too much at the moment.
It's just making plays that, you know, it's a Darkseer plus a clock. If you're going to make this maneuver, Limp has to be alive. Limp has to be ready to rotate, and once he goes down, you can't get caught behind enemy lines. Like, they have Quap Bolt ready. They want to make this move. In fact, I think that you just try it again. It's just got to be executed a little better. I mean, S4 went for a Vanguard, which shocks me because I would have expected, you know, a really fast Helm of the Dominator, you know, something to get active early on, or at least something that has the ability to help his team offensively. But even later on, a Crimson Guard isn't going to be super effective.
What do you think? What's he seen in this game in the draft from Na'Vi that's made him say that this is the preferable item to go first on Darkseer this game?
See, somebody's got a front line, and in a sense, like, it has to be S4 here. I just thought he would do it in a different way. Like, a mech is so solid for this team at a point as well. And that's what he's got queued up next. It's just a very expensive item to rush like this. It's 11.5 minutes in. You know, that's not going to allow him to apply too much offensive pressure. And ultimately, he's dying to magic damage, not right clicks right now.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And Youngji's off to a.
I mean, he's 4-0-3 at 11 minutes. This is one of those, you know, just incredible storm starts to a game.
Yeah. Iron Talon, Crystallize. You know, the one bright spot though, Alliance, if you look at the Alchemist, he's not really having the greatest game. Sure, top of the network.
I mean, he's catching up there. He was down in the bottom half as time is passing.
Have seen him own games though, he's running away with it. And this is still very much, you know, in control. If Alliance can contest this upcoming stack clear, could be huge for them, but they got to make it happen fast.
And we have a Youngji. He's going to look for Hansken. Hansken has got the 6, so can look to jump away. In fact, he's just going to jump straight back in. Nikobaby comes in with the chrono, and that will be enough lockdown to punish Youngji. See the chase here. He's trying to look for more. Immersion was able to steal the chronosphere, so potential plays for Na'Vi to come out with. That is if he survives. The bash is coming out. Lift up. They're going to throw down the golem. The Sonic Wave comes crashing over. Will take out the Rubik. Jump over from Nikobaby back to safety. FNG also able to offer up the Dispel as Pasha, he's going to turn, focus down the Oracle, stay on top of FNG, take him out, see what Pasha wants to look for next. Limp blinking away. Can Pasha still get in on this? He's a little low on the HP, so won't be able to chase them any further. But this time around, you know, Chrono's up, they're able to get the clean pick onto the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, they needed that. And you can see there's the benefit of the Vanguard, right? Because S4 just ran in, and there is not a damn thing Na'Vi can do to target him if they don't have him isolated or a bunch of spells up, especially if Storm's dead.
Just a good amount of straight up HP and regen.
Yeah. They got the Golem usage too, so an Alliance now in a decent position, maybe looking to push a tower here, but again, they have a pretty significant lack of structure damage, so this is easier said than done. FNG rapidly approaching.
Oh, Hanskin's found a catch, and it's a big one. Crystallize is here in the jungle. They've found him, they're chasing him, and they've got him. Another important kill on the Alchemist to continue to keep his game held to a certain position.
Radiant's middle tower.
His game is, like, I can't believe how bad Crystallized game is right now, Owen. Like, this does not feel like it's an Alchemist. This is just a typical carry performance in terms of net worth generated. And he's not really applied any offensive pressure. Like, he's just been farming his own safe side of the jungle for 5-6 minutes now.
And Alliance getting this tower. This will not be held onto by Na'Vi. Nikobaby getting the last touch.
Yeah.
More money for the Faceless Void as Nikobaby now considerably holding that lead.
He's going for the build, Mask BKB.
You like it safe and fast?
Yep. I like this decision. I think you go this MOM BKB MKB build and you just hit this really significant power spike every time you pick up your next big item. And it also makes it a lot easier to do Roche because you have the ability to tank it for your side, which is something Alliance will probably want to do in maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Hanskin has hook up again, and they're Chrono in 20.
Are scanning.
See if they can catch anyone here. FNG starting to hunt in the trees. He's going to see Pasha. Limp's going to jump forward. Silence is out. Mega's going to leap in with the Faceless Void as Nikobaby has the bashes.
Is under attack.
Yeah, the downside of Navi's lineup is that none of the heroes actually want to play Dota yet. You know, Young G has been incredibly active, but it's time of the game where he just wants to finish his Orchid and farm some camps. Alchemist has no intention of participating, and your Night Star, I mean, it's daytime. Soon it will be night, but Pasha can't really make plays all by his lonesome.
How's Young G doing on the Orchid? He's got the first Oblivion done. That's still a decent bit of timing that he's going to need. Nikobaby and FNG, they're waiting on the high ground as Nikobaby's going to go for this one. He's dropping the Chrono. It's another opportunity to just slow down that Orchid. 2 times now they managed to find that move onto the Storm, also getting the catch on Ilias. Alliance, they're really taking this game back under their wing now. 2K lead. These are the moves that you need to see when they go for this sort of draft. Nikobaby, Chrono, pretty much off cooldown. He's straight away looking for opportunities to use it, catch out the Storm or the Alchemist. If they kill one of these heroes, Alliance are going to be able to keep hold of the game. Yeah,
just Crystallize just isn't a hero yet. Like this is the first time I've seen him in a lane in like 4 minutes. His net worth is just not there. Like the fact that he's even with S4 is kind of crazy to me. It's 16 minutes in, he still hasn't even finished his relic. We usually see like Radiant's BKB at this point. Credit to Alliance, they focused on the hero that mattered. Yeah, we were talking about how Storm and Nightstalker are off to a good start, but ultimately they're not game winners.
No, it's especially in a game where there's the Chronosphere, right? You know, Storm is going to always be at that huge vulnerability of getting Chrono. So you catch this hero in the Chrono, it isn't a tanky hero. You're not going to suffer and struggle with damage required to kill him.
It reminds me, one of my the best quotes by one of my favorite analysts, Cinderin, when there's an Alch in the game, it's an Alchemist game. And so far, Alliance understand that. Not sure Na'Vi got the same read because they've yet to really get him involved. Like, the Relic is now finished, but even when he gets the Radiance online, I'm curious how relevant it'll be in terms of actually being able to take team fights. With the Warlock, especially going max Fatal Bonds, it's a significant damage amp.
Under attack.
And you just gotta be cautious. Alliance, you're ahead, but you know how it goes. You throw one engagement against a teamfight lineup like Navi's got, and you could be in big trouble. Limp specifically has got to be cautious, as does Nico really, because that AoE silence from Ilias or Pasha during nighttime could just straight up be enough to kill them.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
There we go. This tier 1 tower should go down there. Nice effort from Pasha keeping the siege creep alive. So Na'Vi will be able to take themselves something off the map. Meanwhile, you see Alliance just all inside Na'Vi's jungle, keeping this mid lane and bottom lane pushed right up to the tier 2 towers.
Radiant structures
Brown Boots
are
Orchid
fortified.
finished on limp, so he's ready to take out the enemy Storm if he was able to find him.
Radiant's
It's a really
bottom
nice
tower is
combo.
under
When you have a
attack.
clock, you want to have some method of
Dire's top tower
fully
is
locking
under
down
attack.
wherever he goes for. So this means if he's able to find the Storm or the Night Stalker, he'll be able to catch them before they can fly away. Who got that Essence Ring? Was that Na'Vi's?
Oh yeah, it's no, Alliance have got it, Limp's got it.
Radiant's
Limp's going to be getting it out from
is
South
under
by looks of it on the Quap.
Nice. It's a
Dire's
favorite
top
tier 2
tower
item
is under
for either mid. Hey, I mean, Alliance doing a great job so far. They're just taking towers.
They're going to be able to go for the 20-minute
Dire's
outpost as well with this early tier 2 taken down at 18 minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower
Really
has
speeding up
fallen.
the pace here, Alliance. Taking some excellent map control. And just really limiting the space that Crystallize continues to get, where he can be as this Alchemist. Moment trying to find what he can from of course, Alliance's half, and that Radiant's nearly done.
It almost feels like his other 2 cores and his Rubik have taken too much space. You see Arteezy play this Alchemist. It's like the whole squad plays around his need to get as many creeps as possible. Whereas Na'Vi, they're just kind of playing this standard game of Dota, but you've got to help out your Alch more. He's just now getting the Radiance up. Like, it's just so late. They need this fight to go off well. Ilias has the Golem plus Fatal Bond prepared. They need to get a kill core.
They're catching them just coming into the high ground triangle here. There, Na'Vi with that ward, so they do know that Alliance is waiting up there. So they've got to be very careful now. They're going to go for this smoke, but very difficult to make a move into Alliance. Well, whilst all the ults are available, BKB, as we see on Nikobaby.
Alliance have more counter-initiate answers. Like, they have the only true save support. They have a BKB on the Void. He's not a target anymore, even with the Orchid up on Young G. They've got Chrono. They got the
Radiant's
Vac
top
wall.
tower is
And you have a
under
clock
attack.
hook that can come in at any time. Whereas Na'Vi, you effectively just have to follow your Alchemist in. God forbid he gets gone on. You can't save him. How do you save him?
Yeah, all they can do is sort of just throw ults and throw the Golem down, but that alone is unlikely to stop Alliance long enough to keep your Alch alive at this stage. As Alliance, they're coming over. Who are they going to be able to find? Nikobaby's looking for a target. Pasha comes in. They will get the concoction over onto Nikobaby, but Nikobaby's just going to jump back over. Time dilation onto Crystallize. Crystallize is trying to fight this, but the wall is down. They'll lift up the Void, drop down the Golem as well. But Nikobaby, he's more than fine. He's just going to continue to punch into Crystallize, pushing him away. On the backlines, though, Pasha was able to get in onto FNG, and with the Golem, they kill off Hanskin as well. So Na'Vi this time able to do a good job of sort of ignoring the front line of Nikobaby and just go straight for the back lines. And Nikobaby, he's still feeling confident and trying to fight, but that whole engagement, not able to find an opportunity to use the Chronosphere. So at the end of it all, Na'Vi, they get in, they get 2 kills, they get out, they don't lose anything then.
That could have been much worse. That was Alliance's fight. And hang on, there's a Chrono going off. Or something. Nico's doing stuff.
What? Oh my goodness, Nikobaby living on the edge. He gets the kill and more than likely will get out, but he was living on the edge there, Carl.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, he's making plays though. Shout out to Na'Vi. They took a really nice fight. Let Crystallize tank the Void. If he Chronos just one target, it's not worthwhile. And meanwhile, his other 2 cores just take out FNG. But with no nighttime, Pasha's hero. We talked about how he's getting all this farm top lane. He's useless daytime.
Yeah, let's see if they can finish Pasha here. The time dilation slow from Nikobaby coming in a few bashes, and they should have this one pretty easily. As Nikobaby, I mean, this man, he's scared of nothing. He will start things on his own accord there. They get him against 3 or 4 heroes of Na'Vi, nearly dying, dropping the Chrono, and then it doesn't just result in the Storm kill, but also the opportunity for the rest of Alliance to run over and pick up 2 extra kills on top.
Oh yeah. No, he's playing a hell of a game. We forgot to mention it in the pregame, but got to put some respect on Nikobaby's Faceless Void. This was a must ban, or they would pick it against Alliance for some time. Hero's been changed a bit since, but still one of their preferred cores. Crystallize? Okay.
And having a fantastic game so far, Nikobaby. 4-0-4. They haven't been able to catch him, and even when he plays as deep as he did just then, and he's still not getting caught, it's kind of hard to see a situation where Na'Vi are going to be able to kill Nikobaby. He is just, he's not playing in a way that he is going to get killed. He's just not dying. The BKB, he is invincible.
It's crystallized that would be the threat. You know, when we used to see it played by Miracle, and it was, I mean, I guess just Alex in general. When you get ahead, you can hunt. You've got this Radiance AC BKB blink, and it's 20 minutes in. We're at 22. We don't have that BKB up on crystallized, so he's still worried for his own survival. He's not yet at the point where he can think about killing enemy cores, and that's his job. That's his role in this game. Lowest damage dealt on his entire team. As we pass 23 minutes game time. Well stuff. Well played by Alliance. So they've done a great job taking towers. That's the key. They've got so much map control now. Already with control of the Radiant outpost.
You're gone.
Absolutely perfect.
You can feel the map shrinking for Na'Vi. And keep in mind, this is a must-win for both teams if they want to make it into the playoff stages of the Immortal League. If Alliance or Na'Vi were to lose, if Alliance were to lose this, they're 100% relegated into the Divine Division. If Na'Vi lose, they go into a must-win match against Nigma tomorrow.
Nikobaby, he's found the other big target. This time, Crystallize going to be the focus. Stolen Chrono comes out, but it's not going to be able to do anything to save that Alch. As Nikobaby just, these Chronos, they just get the job done each and every time. Storm kill, out kill. And with one of the cores down, it's hard for Na'Vi to punch back at the cores. They're going to try and go for the supports, looking for Hansken. Hansken will fall. S4 getting lifted up. Do they have the damage to burst through this Darkseer, though? Doesn't look like it. As S4 runs himself away with the Surge. Nikobaby able to jump back to safety as well with the Time Walk. And again, it just feels like every time that Chronosphere's up, Na'Vi are completely at Alliance's mercy.
And they just have no answers to the BKB on the Void. The Nikobaby has no real threat. Orchid doesn't scare him at all. And no one on Na'Vi can really go toe-to-toe with him either, with the exception of Crystallize, who he goes perfectly fine chronoing and killing if necessary.
On them, Sim. They found themselves a quick catch.
Okay.
It really just feel like the execution from Alliance here, 25 minutes is, you know, I feel like we have seen similar drafts for Alliance just totally fall out of favor at this point, but because of how well they're playing with the timings, like this Nikobaby Void, he's not even hitting creeps when Chronosphere's up. He is just in there every single time. Hansken and Limp also able to grab Immersion. Immersion was able to take the bounty room before he goes down.
Yeah, I mean, Alliance is just playing great, straight up. They've got double BKB on the cores now, and you look at Na'Vi's heroes, they just have nothing for spell immune heroes. They just run. And Young G, he was on such a great start. Look at his net worth now. 1,000 behind the enemy offlaner. And, you know, he's forced to go back for a Yules. This is never a good spot as a Storm. You want to always be progressing. You'd love to be able to get a BKB, but just not confident picking up this early. You're concerned about your scaling, so you go for the Yule. Oh, hang on. No, that's nothing doing.
A little too fast here at nighttime Pasha for Alliance to grab. And you can see already Alliance starting to move over as a unit. Nikobaby leading the way. 20 seconds till Chronosphere. He is more than ready to look for another catch. I mean, they know Alliance. Any fight with BKB Chrono, and it's going to be a surefire team fight win, as we've seen in every single time it's occurred so far. Link Dagger is done from Crystallize, so a bit of a better way to get in, and also, of course, a nice alternative to duke out the Chronosphere if you're quick with the reactions. But still, using it aggressively, it's going to be difficult. You have saves, the Surge, then sort of a Cogs coming out, and of course the big ones from FNG on his Oracle. So if anything, Crystallize, he's going to have to look towards getting on top of FNG in the fights with the Blink concoction. And of course, if FNG's quick with the Q, he himself's going to have a counterplay to that.
You've got to initiate if you're Na'Vi. You've got to find not one, probably just 2 kills at the onset. But keep in mind, those 2 cores of Alliance with BKBs, they can just turn the fight around, no problem, if they get the information necessary. Na'Vi, you've got to find somebody. But like, you can't really even open a limb. You got 100 to 0 him. See if they can find him. They see him now.
There we go. That's the initiation there. Able to pick him up with the Time Walk. That'll do it. It's now an Alliance. They're going to try and maybe fight back. You can see Nikobaby looking for an opportunity. Wall is down. He's waiting to see if they group up a little more. Youngji trying to go in deep onto the Oracle, but he used a lot of his mana for that. Crystallize is going to pop the BKB. The Golems drop down to Hanskin, but Hanskin, he's going to be saved by FNG. There's a buyback from Lim. Alliance, they want to keep this fight going as Nikobaby turns, chases down Crystallize. Crystallizes BKB comes to an end, and so does his life. They'll also be able to take out Immersion. They're trying to hide in the jungle. And you can see that even when Na'Vi are able to get in and get that jump onto Limp, sure, a buyback was coming into play, but even without that, they just can't find anything more after committing everything onto the one hero.
Yeah, it's just well played by Alliance. I love the buyback from Limp because, yeah, sure, you know, you only get 2, but you killed Alk, and you're going to get Roche now for free. All Na'Vi have is that initial jump. If they don't straight up win a team fight off it, they cannot fight anymore. So once this buyback occurs, Alliance just have 2 BKB heroes. You just walk and Crystallize. There's no one that can save them. You've got ancillary support. You can heal them a little bit, but that's it. That's Aegis. Like, yeah, that's a very worthy buyback.
Yeah, that absolutely is. This game for Na'Vi just continues to be very, very difficult. You know, despite the numbers at the top, sure, 16 to 17, only a 2K lead for Alliance. It's not that close as the numbers show. There's an Alchemist on Na'Vi's side. If you're down 2K at 28 minutes and your main core's an Alch, you're in a bad place.
Yeah, it just feels like they aren't as confident, perhaps, with the strategy as other teams are. When we see, you know, Nigma or OG or Secret play this out, like, he's got stacks galore. He's got this path of money to follow until he's got enough items to carry his team. Crystallize felt like he was just on his own. I'm watching him walk through his own jungle, trying his best to stack one camp of spawn. He wasn't in a lane after 4.5 minutes. Like, it's just a near impossible game for him to play. And really for all of Na'Vi at this point, because they're playing around a hero that isn't even strong enough to go toe-to-toe with one enemy core, let alone both. And yeah, I mean, so much gold saved on Pasha too, man. You're losing the game. You're down 2K gold. It's really 5 when you save 3.5 on your hero. He's going to get a casual medallion.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Very odd game, very odd game. And Nico with the DD bottled. Yep, MKB next. He's just going to run straight for it.
Yeah. Who's he going to find? Oh, just jumping in there, trying to almost just bait a reaction or an initiation from Na'Vi so he can look to turn it. Full pipe on S4, so I mean, Alliance at this stage with the Aegis, they're very much ready to just try and push to the high ground. As it's hard to really see how much Na'Vi's going to be able to offer out of defense.
Fit for a queen.
Yeah, it's the map control factor. You know, they have so much wave clear. A bigger advantage than I think we surmised during the draft. You just see constantly S4 and Limp playing opposite sides. Nico sort of conducting his team around the map, looking to connect and find action for his team to connect to. And Na'Vi just kind of desperately taking the leavings. You can see how they're forced to sort of play the corners of the map at all times. Alliance just cutting across the middle, no problem, no fear.
They're just getting all 3 lanes shoved in now, Alliance. Preparing for that high ground siege. Nikobaby, oh, is he hunting? It's not going to be able to catch Immersion. Na'Vi do need to make sure that everybody is alive for that defense.
Yeah, very Wings-esque movements, just constantly cut waves. Don't run where the creeps will be. Catch the waves as they come out of base and try to find enemy heroes on the retreat. And you can see Alliance just sort of keeping Na'Vi in the crease. Game not over by any means. You know, one big team fight for a Warlock Alch. You can just see things turn around.
Dota Plus disagrees. 93% here for Alliance. And it's hard to feel that they're wrong here. This is a very, very tough game for Na'Vi to take control of. As they have continuing to fall further behind. No real answer to deal with the Nikobaby Void. And as you touched upon before, just going to show again why this hero is one that you've got to be very prepared for if you're going to go against Alliance. I feel like we've seen a fair few Voids just really struggled to have as much impact as Nikobaby has in this first 30 minutes. And Nikobaby absolutely just showing exactly how it's done, how you have to play this hero in the early game.
Yeah. I think the item build's a lot to do with it. If he goes for some Battle Fury Rush or God forbid a Midas Maelstrom, we saw that disaster a couple times, Crystallize is going to have a lot more space. But Nikobaby, even when he's not finding kills, he hasn't left the enemy side of the map since he first crossed the river. I mean, he's just always looking for action. And yeah, sure, he hasn't found a Chrono in a little while, but why? Look where Na'Vi is. There are 5 heroes in base. Alchemist, 6th highest level in the game. Like, that's just crazy to me how well Alliance have slowed him down.
I mean, Alliance as well. They can. It feels like they can sort of play it chill. At this stage, it's just your Void is so big. You don't really mind where this game goes as long as he's always finding the Chronospheres. The job for heroes like the Storm, it just feels impossible. Like, how's Storm ever going to go into these fights without worrying about being caught out? They're going to try for these smokes, as you say. This is the one way that they can make something work. They get this jump on FNG, on one of the sort of saving supports. I mean, even now that these heroes are starting to tank up a bit.
He sniffed the smoke.
Nice smoke, he says.
He has some of the best smoke awareness in Dota, but you'd expect that. He's been playing the game for 15 years.
Alliance, they're just going to look to hit back with their own smoke limp on the silence. So if Nikobaby can catch any of them on the way out, Elise and Pasha trying to make their way out to the side. Nikobaby, oh, he's going in. I mean, he knows he can. He's just going straight in, Nikobaby, up to the high ground. Chrono's out. They'll drop the Golem, but he's caught Pasha and Crystallize. Pasha will fall. Crystallize just get chain bashed. Finally able to walk away. A big zipping from Youngji, looks towards the backlines, but he cannot kill off FNG. The concoction out to S4, but the Lotus Orb's already there, sending it back over towards Crystallize.
Middle tower is under attack.
They don't get the out, but again, they're getting 2 kills. They're getting a core.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, Nikobaby, he allows for the vac wall. There's a new AC on the Alchemist, but as long as S4 is able to get that wall up beforehand, it's just completely negated. 5.5k down the drain. And Nikobaby's awareness, mid-fight, leaping onto his Oracle as the Storm started zipping, because Youngji can't get the kill on FNG if Nico's trading hits them. So it forces G back to base and saves his Oracle without having needing to use his ultimate, as now G will clear the creep wave, but it's 2 dead.
Yeah, you're going to struggle stopping this push. As the Golem goes down, Alliance punching into the tier 3s of Na'Vi. What have Na'Vi got to show it? It's just each time that they have to do something whilst these ults are down. It feels like that's the only opportunity for Na'Vi. They've got to make a fast play. They'll try and start things onto the clockwork. Combo play here as Crystallize jumps in. Hansken's getting low, but the saves there. FNG comes in with a false promise. Youngji goes for the grab onto FNG. Pasha turns towards FNG, but FNG's able to turn with the root. He keeps himself alive. They can't kill the Oracle straight up. FNG still surviving. Grieves a pop, healing FNG up. He's fine. Crystallize, he's going to try and turn back in. Blinks forward, moves for concoction target. Crystallize trying to beat into Nikobaby, but Nikobaby turns with the BKB, bashes him out of the game. That's a dieback on Youngji. His Alliance will take this game 1. And I mean, they did it perfectly. As I said, this is, I think, one of those games that a lot of these teams that are trying to play the Void, you watch what Alliance did here, the way they played.